EA and BioWare have been very quiet about Mass Effect Andromeda ever since it launched to universal criticism and underwhelming sales. We've had a variety of media outlets do their own reporting on what went wrong behind the scenes in response to EA's silence, like Kotaku with their investigative article, but we haven't really gotten any official word from the publishers or developers. Now, yesterday on July 27th, 2017, EA hosted their Q1 2018 financial briefing, where I think a lot of people were expecting them to talk about Andromeda and about the elephant in the room. But perhaps unsurprisingly, the game was only vaguely mentioned a couple times. There were exactly 3 occasions in which the words Mass Effect Andromeda were uttered, and all of them were prepared comments. The first time Andromeda was mentioned was when they started talking about net sales, touting that year-on-year growth was driven by Andromeda sales captured in the quarter as well as FIFA. Beyond that, though, they remained vague about exact figures for the game. The second time Andromeda was mentioned was when they proceeded to talk about digital net sales, touting that Andromeda was a significant contributor to increase in digital sales. Once again, though, the statement was very vague with no exact figures to back it up. Finally, Andromeda was mentioned when talking about an increase in sales of full game PC and console downloads. They once again touted that this increase was driven by Andromeda sales captured in the quarter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, the full financial results briefing ran for an hour, but of that time, only 20 minutes was spent on the scripted prepared comments. The remaining 40 minutes was used to answer calls from investors and answer their questions. Now, what's strange is that by some miracle, not a single one of them asked about Mass Effect Andromeda. They asked about FIFA, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefield 1, some mobile games, and just about every EA title but Andromeda. It's weird. You'd think that of all things to ask, Andromeda would be one of the most pertinent topics, as it likely failed to meet sales expectations and it reflected poorly on the company. Otherwise, there would be no reason for EA to be so vague about Andromeda's sales figures. If it actually sold great, they'd be like, hey guys, look how well this thing sold, look how great we are at publishing games. And also, if the game had actually sold at high volumes, there would be no reason for it to have gone on sale so quickly after launch. So yeah, I don't know if investors just weren't interested in talking about Andromeda and the possible financial ramifications of that game's failure, or they were just asked not to ask any questions about Andromeda because EA isn't ready to comment about the topic, but it seems very strange to me. The financial briefing also made zero mention about the future of Andromeda and the Mass Effect series as a whole. For other titles like Madden, FIFA, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefield 1, etc., EA went all out to describe what their plans are for future services and additional content for each respective title. And these were things that they mentioned in their prepared comments. But for Andromeda, all they had to say was, again, that in vague terms, it contributed to net sales, digital net sales, and PC and console downloads. So we still know jack shit about how well or poorly Andromeda really sold, and we now have all the more reason to believe that there really won't be any DLC or additional content for this game. They keep saying vaguely that Andromeda contributed to this and that, but it continues being the least talked about topic in their financial briefings. It's very clear that they just want this to go away, bury it under the rug, and pretend nothing happened. After all, the fact that they're so reluctant about sharing any information on the matter can only mean that they have something to hide, which can only lead to further speculation that Andromeda really didn't do as well as EA expected from a critical and financial standpoint. But hey, other titles carried EA through apparently. Overall, they had a pretty good quarter with growth in sales and revenue all around. So even if Andromeda didn't do so hot, the company is still doing strong, which doesn't bode well for the future of Mass Effect in the near future. As of now, Mass Effect is one of their least profitable franchises, and despite the fact that Andromeda underwhelmed, EA is still doing strong, which gives them less reason to invest on another Mass Effect game for now. So this is all the more reason to believe that Kotaku's reports stating that Mass Effect has been put on hold are most likely real. Anyway, that's it for this news update. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below what you make of EA's silence and vagueness on Andromeda. Also, if you enjoy my content, I hope you'll consider supporting us on Patreon to help our community remain independent from corporate interference. And to be further updated on all things BioWare and Mass Effect, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!